Welcome to another video. Here today I share the strategy to get payouts for my funded future revamp starter plans. This content is for sim funded accounts which assumes you already readily pass evaluations. So the approach I'm going to take is kind of like you do the minimal effort to get the maximum results. Alright, so with that, let's go on to the next slide. This is the topics that I'll be covering in this video. Firstly, we'll start with boundaries, and the next thing we'll be talking about what is your personal comfortable drawdown limit that we are working with. Next, maximum results that we can try to achieve, which is the main point of this video. I will describe my strategy on achieving this the payouts as soon as possible. Right, then next will be the trajectory snapshot based on the strategy that I'll be describing, and lastly will be the pitfalls that prevent you from getting the payouts. In the boundaries in sequential order, the firstly being the maximum payout you can achieve within the 5 winning days is $1,200, and this is the goal and the first and foremost most important things that we are working towards too. Right, just bear this in mind, $1,200 every 5 winning days. Next, being your end of day drawdown and your personal comfortable drawdown limit, which I will describe further in details in the next slides. Third is 30 winning days or $6,000 in withdrawal, whichever earlier. This will cause you to move on to a live account, and this will minimize the profits, the payouts that you are able to withdraw from this sim funded phase. So I'm really here talking about how you can achieve the maximum payouts of as close to $6,000 as possible in the sim funded phase. Some two other kind of obvious but not really stated rules on boundaries here is that each time you request a payout, you need to repeat the same requirements in order to request the next payout. That means you need to have accumulate another 5 more winning days with 40% consistency from the wins in order to request for the payout. And the next thing is that the drawdown shifts to an initial balance of $50,100 after the first payout, and the end of day trading drawdown stops. Okay, so I just want to have a disclaimer here that for the winning day, there are different definitions for different account plans, and as you can see from my footnote here, it's $100, $200, and $300 for the plans accordingly. Now, regarding these topics, so first I want you to decide how much do you want to risk per trade. So for me, I'll like to have 10 shots before my account get breached. Due to uncertainty in the trading the markets, right? You never know whether your next trade is a winning trade, so give yourself some buffer, right? So the initial drawdown available is 2,500, and I'll divide that into 10, and that gives me $250 per trade. Just bear that in mind, these 10 shots. Okay, we'll revisit this again. Another important note to take note here is that the end of day daily drawdown trails $2,500 away from your highest realized profits at the end of your day, right? So when you are approaching your limit, do remember to reduce your risk so that you do not breach your account. All right, here I guess this is the cream of the crop. I'm trying, my main point here on my video is that we would like to adopt a 1 to 2 risk to reward strategy on how to get the payouts. All right, so with the $250 per trade in mind from the previous slide, and 5 winning days to reach the first payout. So think in the points in this direction. Okay, so when people may ask, why not 1:3, 1:4? You can, but I'm just going for a low hanging fruit, right? Some like a sweet spot, right? 1:2 is more manageable than 1:3, right? It's easier, definitely. and we need to achieve consistent profits over 5 winning days. If going for 1:3 and the next day 1:2 and the next day 1:4, you may not be able to achieve that 40% consistency in order for you to get your payout, right? So another question would be, why not 1:1? Sure, you just take more days. So we're trying to have maximum effort. Maximum results here. So let's try and aim for 5 days. So with this 1:2 and a risk of $250 per trade, at the end of 5 winning days, you should get 2,500, ideally, right? Then you proceed to withdraw your first payout, leaving $1,200 as a buffer. Then you reduce your risk to $120 per trade. Why $120? Right? You still get 10 shots. Remember, my first point is that you decide how many shots you want to take. All right, and also with a 1:2 approach and $100 risk per trade, you still are able to get 1,200, which is at the end of 5 winning day, which is the maximum payout you can get, right? Then aim for this amount and keep repeating it until you reach the live account stage. So in the next slide, I'll show you the trajectory snapshot of how it looks like up to the 30th winning day. So in this table, we can see on the 5th winning day, if you follow the strategy, you achieve a balance of $52,500. This is when you request for your first payout, and thereby reducing your balance back to $51,200 after the maximum payout that you requested of $1,200. Why is it $51,200? Because the account is shifted to $50,100 upon the first payout. Hence, there's a $100 deduction here in this case. With that in mind, let's move on to the next cycle. And on your 10th winning day, you will achieve another $1,200, and you continue to withdraw the maximum payout for this cycle again. So your account balance reduces back to $51,200. So rinse and repeat this all the way until you reach $6,000 withdrawal or the 30th winning day. So here's my recommendation, right? It's prudent to withdraw whatever amount, leaving $51,200 after the 5 winning days. My point here is pay yourself regardless. Your mileage may vary. You're not be able to always consistently get $1,200 each time. It's good if you do, but if you don't sweat it. Just take whatever you have, maximize the amount of payout cycles that you can that's available for this plan, right? You need to be mindful of the 30th winning day. As you continue to accumulate wins, you are also accumulating winning days. So when you are approaching closer to the 30th winning days, it limits the amount of withdrawal that you can get, because each time you withdraw, you reset the requirements again. You need to achieve 5 more winning days and 40% consistency in order to make the next withdrawal. So bear that in mind. And just some FIO here is that the 25th trading day is the fastest day you can hit $6,000 in withdrawal, and that's really the ideal case, assuming all your realized profits cover the commissions that is in the plans. Now, pitfalls. I'm going to describe to you scenarios where it causes you to fail, right? In scenario 1 on the left, you did not meet the minimum requirement for the profit of a winning day. Let's take, for example, you're just $10 away from a minimum winning day, and you squeeze in another trade, right? So as to just to meet the winning day. And the next scenario, you did not meet the ideal target of $240 per day, as I described in my strategy, but it's above the minimum profit for a winning day, and you squeeze in another trade. This very act of squeezing in another trade, I would advise against, because it will cause you to tilt and lose further profits. Alright, because the next trade is 50-50 again. It's a win or a lose. If you win, good for you. But if you lose, do note that your mental capacity is here by tax, and you need to pay with your emotions. You need to manage the emotions that come after it. So I wanted you to think about it and be contented with the win as it is, because if you did not accumulate the minimum profit day, you still would then increase your buffer. That will make you be able to withdraw more profits when you hit the fifth winning day. All right, and then for any amount that you had after you accumulate your fifth winning day, just be happy with it and withdraw it, because that's the key to tackling the financial markets, is to really be contented with your gains by following your system and your plan. The next pitfall is that with all these that I've mentioned about the boundaries, don't be stressed by them, right? Stress is the main factor that will cause you to engage in things that you don't want to be doing. Trying to get the payout in the fastest ways induces stress, and it affects your performance. It really plays with your mind. Greed is something to be controlled and be disciplined, right? Trade your edge, follow your plan, and let your consistency do the heavy lifting. The calmer you are, the less greedy you will be in a better state of maximizing the benefits that is available in these plans. Okay, and that's all I have to share for this. Thank you for your time, and if you think this has added value, please like and subscribe. Thank you.